So I was given a golf lesson the other day, and this individual who's a nice player, she's probably an 8 handicap. I was talking to her about getting her aim correct. Now, alignment and aim are different. And I was talking about aim. Where is she set up to try to hit the shot? By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you tell your friends about what we've got coming on in what we're doing in all of our platforms here, okay? So she was telling me, well, I want to hit at the flag. And I was, okay, so where do you want to start it? Well, I'm just going to start it at the flag. So I went, okay. And then I got behind her to watch and see where she was aiming. And, of course, she's aiming way to the right-hand side and missed the shot to the right and immediately thinks that her swing was messed up. That's what's happened to you. That has to stop. So I want to talk to you about intermediate targets, how to use them, and how they're going to be beneficial when you're doing your pre-shot routine, okay? So I'm going to give you an idea about what this individual was doing in her pre-shot routine. Now, I said to her, do you have an intermediate target? And she said, I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my poker chips. I'm going to set this so that it's about 2 feet in front of me. And then what I want to do with that poker chip, I want to hit my shot. I want to start it just a little bit to the left of the target because I like to hit a fade, okay? So I'm going to set this to where it's just a little bit left of the target. I'm almost there. There we go. Okay. Now, so let me tell you what this individual was doing. What she was doing was she would get behind, so she'd come back here, she'd get her intermediate target, she'd go over here like this, she would make her practice swing over here, then she would step in with her feet, set her feet to where she perceived the intermediate target to be, but she wouldn't hang on to the intermediate target. Then she'd get in here like this, and she'd hit, and the ball would start to the right, and it would stay to the right, okay? And what I see is I see so many of you do similar things. The intermediate target is something that you want to get and you want to hang on to, but it also has to marry with what you're doing with your pre-shot routine, if you want to call it that, okay? So let me show you what we did. So I'm going to put this ball in here. Make sure that that ball is so that that intermediate target is a little bit to the left. That's close enough. So now, my intermediate target, go ahead down the line there, Gibbsy. My intermediate target, if you can look at this, that's roughly where that's going. And that's going a little bit to the left of that target that's out in the fairway there, okay? My intermediate target is for where I want to start the golf ball. So I want my ball to fly over that thing and then curve to the right, okay? And if I do anything, I want it to start more to the left than more to the right because I'm curving it to the right. And so if it starts to the right and it curves to the right, I got a problem. If it starts to the left and curves to the right, I'm going to be in good situation, okay? So I want to go over the middle of that or slightly to the left of it, and I'm going to be okay. My intermediate target is about 1.5 feet to 2 feet in front of the golf ball. Never any more. And you don't always have to go over your intermediate target. You can go to the side of it. So if you have, there's a little indentation in the grass, and it is to the left or right of where you want to start the ball, then you start it to the left or right of that intermediate target. But you don't have to have one that's perfectly in line with where you want it to go. That's a really important part of this. Now, second thing that I want you to understand is that when you get back here and you want to take a practice swing, and then you don't have to take a practice swing, but you have to start back here. So if you're going to start back here and take a practice swing, now you got to make a decision. Are you going to make a practice swing in the direction that you're playing the shot, or do you want to take a practice swing facing the direction that you want it to go in? Again, that doesn't matter to me either. But what matters is that you take your practice swing in this area here, And then you get behind the intermediate target. And then when you come in, what I want you to do is I want you to use the club first, not your feet first. So what was happening with this individual is she would take a practice swing, and then she would step in with her feet and then put the club down. And what I want you to do is I want you to use the face of the club for where you're going, and also to the club itself to establish the right distance to the ball. Don't just take steps in there and then assume that you're at the right distance. It's not going to be that way. So you have to be able to get the target with your golf club, not with your feet. So that would look like this. There's a practice swing back here. Then you get back here, and now you get the intermediate target. And you're hanging on to this thing right here, and I'm staring at that the whole way. And then I'm going to take my club, and I'm going to set it up at that there. Then I'm going to get my stance, and then I'm going to hit the ball over that target, and it's going to start to the left, and it's going to fade back to the right. That's how that intermediate target is going to work. Okay? Now, where you get into trouble if you're curving the ball is, and this is where things get to be a little interesting, okay? So if I want to hit a cut, what I want to do is I want to aim slightly left of that and then grip the club with the face slightly open. So I'm going to do that, and now my club face is going over the center, but my stance is to the left side of that because of the deflection, so that when I swing, I'm swinging now, the ball starts over to the left-hand side, and then because the club face is open, now it curves back to my target. That ball started to the left of the target, and then it moved back to the center of the target, exactly the way I wanted. Now, the reason why I was able to do that was I was able to take that target that's out there 170 yards or whatever, and I was able to bring it to 1.5 feet from where I am. The other thing is this, and this is important about the intermediate target and its distance from the golf ball. Make sure that I've got that thing set up where I want. Right. Now, what I envision in my mind is, with the intermediate target, a line going from the golf ball to the left side of that intermediate target. That's what I'm visualizing in my mind. Now, there isn't an alignment stick on the ground, but in my mind, I'm using that. So then I get set up to that so that now I'm in alignment, toes, knees, hips, and shoulders, with my aim, which is where I'm starting it, and then I adjust the face. But I still see that start line of that. So I'm in here like this, I adjust the face like that. Now I make my swing. I didn't quite keep that club face as open as I wanted to, so that one's not going to fade back as much as I want. But what you're going to see is a ball that starts to the left, and it has maybe it's got a little bit of movement to the right. Not a whole lot. Maybe it moved a foot, but it didn't go left. And what I mean by that is that when I'm picking my stuff, that's 15, that's probably 20 feet to the left of the target. I can make that putt. I can two-putt that. I'm not in trouble. Where I get in trouble is when I get to the right side of that intermediate target. So what I want you to do is this. I want you to use an intermediate target as the last thought in your mind. In other words, I don't want you to be in here thinking about your golf swing and lose your intermediate target, because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to hit that thing to that thing. And this thing here is helping this thing go to that thing. It's my Fred Flintstone, right? So what I get is I get this thing going over that thing, which goes towards that thing, and then I get a putt. And so what I want you to do is, if you're going to take a practice swing, you get back over here, you make your practice swing, you then get your intermediate target, you come in here like this, you line the face up, you get your distance, you get your feet, and then you swing. And then it starts out to the left, and it fades over to the right. Intermediate targets are going to make everything so much easier. They're going to help you with your aim. They're going to help you with your alignment. They're going to help you with your confidence. They're going to help you with the trust, the belief that you can do it. But what they're also going to do is they're going to take that target that's way, way, way in the distance, and they're going to bring it right up here to about 1.5 feet or 2. Do not get it to 8 feet. Do not get it to 6 feet. Do not get it to 4 feet. 1.5 feet, 2 at the max. I want that to be in your peripheral vision, and you hang on to it all the way through. You hit over it. You'll see Jack Nicklaus, you'll see Tiger Woods. Both of them will get in there, and they'll keep that like you'll see their eyes go to that thing, and then they're hitting over that thing. The game becomes so much easier when you bring that target close to you. It doesn't, by the way, just have to be with your driver, your irons, full swings. You can do it with putts. You can do it with wedges. You can do it with all sorts of shots. Use that intermediate target. I promise you, you'll play better golf. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.